Hey everybody, this is John from Rad Relics. In today's video, we're going to talk about 8 reasons why people fail at reselling. There are a ton of reasons that you guys could probably think of on your own, and probably some that are going to be different than what's on this list. But these are just 8 areas that I personally see as major obstacles for people to overcome to be successful at selling on eBay. So let's jump right into the video. Okay guys, the first thing I want to talk about is inadequate product research. A lot of people will go out and they'll buy stuff and they do not do their research on the item to see what the sell-through rate is, or to see if there is even a demand for that item on the platform. I did it myself. I went out the other day, went to an auction, bought a bunch of old 60s, like this is a stained glass starter set. I bought all of this stuff in boxes. If you see the banana box right over my shoulder there, I bought banana boxes full of this stuff for a couple bucks a piece, so I'm not really out any money. And some of it will sell, but I would have been way better off if I was going to spend like a ton of money on this stuff to actually whoop out my cell phone and get on Terapeak and do some product research. Make sure that this stuff is actually going to sell, because if it doesn't sell, you're just wasting your time and you're wasting your inventory space. And in a eBay business, that can be 2 major devastating factors in trying to be a successful reseller. The second thing that I want to talk about is having poor product descriptions and photos. Sometimes I can be the worst at this because I have ADHD and I just want to get the item listed and get it done. But one thing that I have done is I've invested a lot of money in lighting and learning different techniques of how to get the absolute best photos, because I believe that that is the thing that's going to draw people into your listings. It's really important to have a good photograph, at least the first photograph to be very good to draw people into your listing. And the second is to make sure that you have a good description. You have a description that lists all of the flaws in the item. If there is a flaw in the item, definitely put that in your description. If it's in really good shape, you can say it's in really good shape, but if it looks like it's used and it has scratches or maybe a ding, you definitely want to reveal that in your description. Sometimes I'll say see photographs for exactly what you're getting, but I will definitely try my best to put in any defects in the listing. And to go one step further, to give you a little bit of an added bonus, one of the things that you can do is that once you have sold an item, sometimes you'll sell something for parts or repair, just drop your buyer a quick message through eBay and be like, you do realize that this item has this. I just wanted to make sure that you've seen that in the description. 9 times out of 10, they sure did. But that 1 time out of 10, you know, you saved yourself a headache. You saved yourself a return. They're not going to open up a return because they didn't look at the photos or they didn't read the description. Because sometimes it's not something that you can do wrong. You can do everything right, and then if they don't do their part as a buyer, it can still come back to you. But as a reseller, we try to do everything in our power to save ourselves money and time, because at the end of the day, that's what's important. The next thing that we're going to talk about is overpricing or underpricing your items. For a person like me, it's really hard to source merchandise, so I really have to do that fine dance between having an item that's not priced too high but not giving that item away at the same time. So what I like to do is I like to go for like the middle of the mark. I'll do a price from highest to lowest, and I'll scroll through the list, see how many sold, and then I'll just kind of use my intuition to gauge the price of that item. If an item sells between, say, $40 and $35, that's kind of a narrow gap there, but I'm probably going to be right in there at $36, $37, so that I'm definitely in the middle. Depends on how fast the item sells. If there's a 100% sell-through rate, which means if somebody lists 10 of these and 10 of these sell in a month and everything that's listed is sold, I might list it a little bit closer to that $40 mark, and I might even list it at that $40 mark with a 100% sell-through rate. But if you're only selling, if there's like 10 of them that are listed a month and only 4 of them get sold, I'm definitely going to be closer to the bottom so that I can flip that item and get my money back so that I can reinvest it somewhere else in my business, because I can tell you, you're not in the storage business, you're in the resale business. Okay guys, the next one's pretty simple. It's ineffective shipping policies. Stop doing dumb stuff, like don't have a 5 or 6 day shipping time. Don't only have the slowest boat to China available for your shipping options. And I'm really bad at that because I like to under promise and over deliver, and I've had to learn that I need to start putting in quicker times, because that means that people might expect more out of me, but it means that they're going to know that I'm going to have to deliver on those times. So you definitely want to make sure that your shipping rates are reasonable, that you're giving accurate delivery estimates, and that you're using reliable shipping services. You definitely, at Christmas time, you don't want to be trying to ship the stuff out Ground Advantage when you should be shipping your packages Priority or UPS 5-day or something like that, so that the person knows that they're going to be getting their item on time and for Christmas. It just save yourself the headache. It's just that easy. Okay guys, the next one is inadequate customer service, and we've all been there. Sometimes we want to put people on the block bidders list because they ask too many questions. And yes, there is a time that you know you don't want to be selling to that person, but most of the time we need to answer our customers' questions in a quick and professional manner. Definitely, if they ask for measurements or want to know the condition of something, we just want to make sure that we meet that expectation and that we are giving them the information that they ask for. We just provide excellent customer service, and if not, it's just going to harm our reputation, and they're going to move on down the road, and they're going to buy from someone else, and you want their money. You don't want me. You don't even want your buddy John here to get their money. You want their money. Okay guys, the next thing you can do to fail at reselling on eBay is ignoring their policies, listing Vero items, listing stuff that's against the rules, listing stuff in the wrong categories, being rude to customers, threatening customers. There is a lot that you can do that is an actual violation of eBay policies, and if you do these things, you're most likely going to come to a very sudden conclusion in your reselling. Something that you have to worry about reselling on eBay alone is having inefficient marketing strategies. I definitely think that relying on eBay's marketplace can definitely put you against the ropes. You are able to relist a lot of these items on other websites. There's cross-promoting platforms that will allow you to take your items that are listed on eBay, and you can cross-list those onto other marketplaces. And something that I find is that if I have stuff that's either very high-end, or say if it's something special like the St. Louis Cardinals baseball, that there are Facebook groups that you can actually go out on and find, and that you can market those items to an audience that's looking for that kind of stuff. I had a really nice surround sound system that was from like the 70s, an awesome stereo. Ended up selling it to a guy for $3,600 on the forum that I belonged to. It was a Sansui forum, and he drove all the way from Arkansas and cut me a check, and that was pretty awesome. So never put yourself in a corner. If you have other ways of selling this stuff, be sure to utilize the other marketplaces if you think that that's a good strategy. Now, my personal opinion is that I don't cross-list stuff just to throw it against a wall to see if it sticks. If it makes sense to me, I will take Cardinals items and list them in a Facebook group for Cardinals merchandise. I'll use Facebook to list high-end stereo equipment in, because all of that makes sense, because there's a curated buying clientele in these groups that are ready to give you money. But when you go out, when I list the St. Louis Cardinals on, say, Macari, or $3,500 stereo system on Poshmark, I don't even know if you can list that on Poshmark, but I'm probably not going to do that. I'm going to try to focus my energy in the best way possible, and that's to find a pre-curated group of people that are actually interested in buying my items. I find that to be eBay, and I utilize a lot of Facebook groups that are special. You can just join them, put your merchandise in there, and once you sell it, leave the group. It's just that easy. The final thing that we're going to talk about is the failure to adapt to changes, and that's something that you definitely got to look out for. You got to stay informed about current trends and things that people want, and what was hot at one point might not be hot anymore. Things start cooling down. You can still sell Polaroid cameras. They used to sell for like 40, 45 bucks a piece, and now you're lucky to get 20, 25 bucks out of them. Same thing with DVD VCR combos. Some of them used to sell for $200-300, and those same DVD VCR combos sell for 90 bucks now. But then on the other flip side, there have been items that I was going to buy, or I wasn't going to buy at like thrift stores, because something like this that I'd picked up before, and I'm like, oh, those don't sell, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the stuff's become red hot. It's on fire. And stuff like Mid-Century Modern, like for years I passed up those mushroom planter or canister sets, and now one of those will bring 200 bucks if you find one of the Merry Mushroom canister sets. So, you know, you're definitely gonna just have to stay on top of your game, because the failure to adapt will definitely end your eBay career prematurely. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go down below and give me a like and maybe a thumbs up, and definitely leave a comment. I'm definitely wanting to see if the more comments that I get, to see if YouTube pushes my videos out. And I'm trying to make daily content for you guys, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks for being here and supporting me. It means a lot. You guys have a great day, and God bless.